Well, folks, so far in our previous lecture, we have studied equations of motion, kinematic equations of motion. That is, V is equal to V0 plus AT. Then, of course, displacement is equal to V0 into T plus half AT square. And the third one, V square is equal to V0 square plus 2as. Here, a is acceleration, it is initial velocity, v0 is nothing but initial velocity at time t is equal to 0, and s is your displacement. Correct? Now, there are two things remaining in this chapter, that is vertical motion and relative motion. What is vertical motion? Suppose you throw a ball vertically. So what will happen? This ball, if you are throwing from the earth, then what, it will not go on its own. It must have a initial velocity, because on this a gravitational acceleration will act, and that we denote it as by G. It is called gravitational acceleration, or acceleration due to gravity. Now, when it is going up constantly, a constant gravitational motion is acting on this, and since V and G, they are in opposite directions, this V will keep on decreasing. Ultimately, this here, the velocity will become 0. But at this point, though the velocity is 0, but still gravitational acceleration will always act upon it, and due to that, it will come down. And the velocity, which was 0 at the topmost point, it will start increasing, and it will achieve the same velocity here. This V will be nothing but V0, with which we had sent up the ball. Here we are assuming air pressure as negligible or air resistance as negligible. That is our assumption. Otherwise, this V will not be same once it's come back. So this is basically vertical motion. Now in this vertical motion, how our equations of motions, they are modified. They will be modified like this, minus gt. Why this? And in place of a, it is g, because gravitational acceleration will act upon the ball, but it will be minus because here the velocity and g, they are in the opposite direction. S will of course minus half gt square V square is equal to V0 square minus 2GS. These equations are applicable for the whole of this motion, means going up and coming down. Please note that. Suppose you want to determine a position here, then you have to apply these equations only. You can get the results. You don't need to change the equations. Now we will go to the relative motion. As the name suggests, motion relative to some point or some body. Like suppose you have a car moving like this, A, with velocity VA. Another car is there. You have velocity B and its velocity is VB, suppose. It is moving with constant velocity. Now, if your frame of reference, if your frame of reference is ground, then this body is moving with velocity VA with respect to ground, and this body is moving with velocity VB with respect to ground. And if VA is equal to VB, and then you will find that suppose they are moving parallelly, and if you change the frame of reference, a person sitting in car B, if both the velocities are same, then for this person who is sitting in the car B, for him it will look like car is stationary because velocities are equal. They are parallelly advancing in the forward direction. Like in case of train, if they are on the parallel track and if they are moving with the same velocity in the forward direction, naturally a person sitting in any car will find the other car stationary. With shifting the plane of, that is frame of reference, a person who is standing on the ground, of course both the cars are moving. For him both the cars are moving. But for the person who is sitting inside the train or car, it is there stationary. Or if VA is greater than VB, then in that case, a person sitting in VB will find the car A moving forward with some velocity, and if VA is less than VB, then of course a person sitting in car B, he will find the car B moving behind him and his car is moving forward. So like that, these are relative motion. The best formula basically to find the relative motion, if you want to find out the velocity of car A with respect to B, then it is nothing but V A upon G, means velocity of the car A with respect to ground plus velocity of the ground with respect to car B. Because here the philosophy is this ground is in the denominator, here in the numerator ground cuts, so that's why it is plus. But actually it will be, if you change the numerator and denominator here, what will happen? So this is the formula. We can write it as V velocity of A relative to B will be nothing but velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. So this way you can find out any type of motion relative to something, and you can find out the relative velocities between them. It can be simply written as this way also, VAB. In some books this is also followed, VA minus VB. So this is basically the relative motion, means finding out the velocity of some body relative to some other body which is also moving. And of course, suppose if VA is moving like this, suppose this is kilometer per hour and this is 100 kilometer per hour, VA and V. This is VA and VB. So numerically, what is the velocity of A with respect to B will be nothing but 200 minus 100 will be equal to 100 kilometer per hour. Means a person sitting in car B will see that the car A is moving with velocity 100 kilometer per hour with respect to him. And in another case, suppose your B is like this, it is moving like this, and your A is moving in this direction. Then what will happen? This velocity of A with respect to B will be VA minus VB. Now in this case, VA is basically in the negative direction. It will be 200 minus VB, it is 100. That means minus 300. So a person sitting in car B will find the car A is crossing him in the backward direction, because minus sign shows in the backward direction with a speed of 300 kilometer per hour. Because you might have experienced also when you are sitting in the train, if the trains are coming from the opposite directions and opposite directions trains are passing each other, they pass with heavy velocity, means with more velocity. You find the velocity of the other train was very much, because the velocity adds up. in case of if they are in the opposite direction. Now, in NCERT, actually one question is graphically also they have explained like that. Suppose this is VA, this is X, correct? And this is a XT graph, suppose. This is point A and this is point B. Your at time is equal to t is equal to 0. Your car A is at a distance of suppose 10 meter and B is at a distance of suppose it is 20 meter. Now when they start motion at time t is equal to 0, then if velocity of VA is more than B, then ultimately what will happen? They will somewhere meet. So this type of questions can come at what time they are going to meet or at what distance they are going to meet. Here the problem is car B is ahead of 10 meters from car A and they are starting, suppose this is starting at 30 meter per second, this is starting at 5 meter per second. That means its slope is naturally, since velocity is more, its slope will be more, here slope will be less. Naturally, they are going to cut each other. This is the distance at which they will cross each other or they will meet each other. Basically, they will not cross, they will meet each other. So here your x AB, that is the distance x A 0 minus x B 0 plus VA minus VB into T. So in this equation, basically this is the distance at the meeting point or at any point you want to, at any point T you want to have. This is what, this is giving the relative velocity of A with respect to B. Multiplied by time, it will give you the distance only, and this is the initial at time is t is equal to 0, the initial headway. Like that, if it is B with respect to A, then of course the same thing will come, minus x A here x A B must be equal to x B A, like V A B will always be equal to minus V B A. Please remember all these things. You can find out. So with these formulas, you can find out at what time they are going to meet. At this point, this is suppose point P. At point P, what is the distance of A with respect to B? That will be 0, because they both are at the same point. Both the cars are at the same point. This is a case, or this is a graph when both the cars are moving in the forward direction, means, or in the same direction. But what about if they are moving in the opposite direction? Then of course the graph will be like this. Suppose one is moving in the forward direction, other one moving in the backward direction, like this. Suppose this is A, this is B, this is your X T graph, and here slope is negative. That means it is going in the opposite direction what car A is going, correct? And naturally they will cross each other at this point. So this is the philosophy. The same formulas can be applied here also, and you can find out. So basically this is all about what NCERT has given regarding the relative motion in one dimension. Basically in relative motion in two dimensions, we are going to study about this thing in the next chapter. But for one dimension this is sufficient, but you must understand this thing. And the beauty of this is, relative motion is, suppose your car is moving with 10 meter per second and another car is moving in this direction with 20 meter per second, and suppose this distance is 60 meter. So how much time they are going to take in meeting? What you can do is, suppose you take the case of relative motion, means this is B, this is A. Since they are in the opposite direction, naturally their magnitude of the velocity, relative velocity, will be 30 meter per second. Relative motion means one car you assume that is stationary, now other car is moving with the relative velocity, and this is the distance. That means it is going to be in 2 seconds. It's very simple to find out, correct? If they are moving in the same direction, then of course again the velocity will be less. 20 minus 10, that is 10. Then of course they will meet in 6 seconds, 60 upon 10, if they are moving in the same direction. Then 60 meter distance they will cover in 6 seconds. So that way, the idea is, if you are finding out the relative velocity, with respect to the relative velocity of A with respect to B, that means you are making the car B as stationary. And now just see how effectively this car A is moving with relative velocity. And in the same way as you do the normal problems, you can do the normal in this case also, in case of two bodies when they are in relative motion with each other. So this is all about today's video. So from tomorrow we will do the NCERT questions that we will be covering in 2-3 lectures, and then we will go to the next chapter. Thank you very much.